Good afternoon and welcome to NYFP. In midday trade on this Thursday, we are seeing the major U.S. stock averages extend gains. Joining me this afternoon is Sandra Navidi of BeyondGlobal. Sandra, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Remy.
Well, we are here on Thursday afternoon. We did get mostly weaker than expected U.S. economic data releases, and there are also stimulus expectations from the PBOC. But we will be focusing on Europe during today's interview, and in the aftermath of the Spanish 2013 budget release, what do you expect to see, given that there's so many expectations of a possibility of Spain applying for a bailout? What do you expect?
Spain needs help. It will ask for help. It's been signaled by Brussels to wait for a couple of months until the situation has stabilized somewhat and they can make preparations behind the scenes. So we expect that an official request for help will come by November.
And while we await that and see where our expectations stand, since we're focusing on the PIGS nations, let's move on to Italy. Today, the country did have a successful bond auction, but what do you expect to see from Italy going forward?
Well, we don't think that Italy is going to ask for help, at least until not before the elections in spring 2013. And we do see in Italy's case how the ECB's measures have actually helped it to finance itself.
And Sandra, now moving on to Greece, there has been a lot of focus on Greece this week given the anti-austerity protests. And also today we did get the three-party coalition government agreeing to like a basic agreement in terms of austerity. But what about that country?
Well, Greece is probably going to stay inside the Eurozone until Spain and Italy have been isolated, ring-fenced successfully, and that will probably at least take another year. So likelihood is that for the coming months, Greece will stay inside of Europe unless something unforeseen happens. And also danger in the case of Greece is that that there will be an implosion from the inside because there's so many opposing forces and they will fight pretty hard.
And Sandra, last but not least, before we wrap it up, we've talked about Spain, Greece, as well as Italy. What is your overall austerity outlook for the Eurozone?
We've seen some good news in the last few weeks. The ECB measures were very good news, and politicians have felt the pressure and so have signaled some more willingness to actually engage in reform measures. But we haven't seen any growth. We are in a recession. We don't see convincing growth or reform suggestions, and the legal framework in Europe, the labor laws, for instance, are prohibitive. So it's going to be a tough call. I think chances are that we'll scrape by for the next few months, but it's going to still be risky.
Okay, Sandra, well, it seems as though we have a lot to keep our eyes on, so thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome, Remy. Thank you.